Good evening, fellow PIP members, friends, family members, and other guests. We want to start this presentation with a short thought experiment. So I would like you all to close your eyes for a second. You are probably all sitting in a comfortable chair right now. Now, imagine that you start to feel that you cannot move your toes anymore. And this feeling slowly creeps up to your feet, to your legs, all the way up, and bam, suddenly you are paralyzed from your waist down. Now, it's summer season, and you need clothes. Imagine going to a clothing store in your current situation. You want to reach for something, but you can't. You want to enter a fitting room, but you can't. You want to move around comfortably, but you can't. Okay, you can all open your eyes again. These are the type of problems that our team has been working on for the last couple of months. We've learned that walking around in the streets gives you a completely wrong perspective on how many people actually have some form of a disability. According to research, this appears to be 15% of the world population. Now, these are 1.1 billion people who many retailers are not considering as potential clients, since they are just not focusing on the accessibility of their shop. We've also learned that it's nearly impossible to find a single solution that helps all people with a disability. The different problems they have are just too different from one another. And that is why we have decided to focus on people with a physical disability and the problems they have while shopping for clothes. We thought it was very important to involve the people with a disability themselves. That is why we've listened closely to what their problems are, and we noticed that there were three main problems. One, the fitting rooms are often too small and not adapted. Two, people with a physical disability are often limited by the amount of bags that they can carry. Three, there is often not enough space in the store to move around comfortably. Now, in order to solve these problems and to make a more inclusive society, we've come up with a new hybrid shopping concept that blends the online world with the physical world. Now, in order to be an interesting solution for retailers as well, it should offer some added value to their store as well. Because we definitely don't want to make a store that is only for people with a disability. We want to have a store that's beneficial for everyone. So I can understand that this is all a bit vague right now. Therefore, meet Holly, a customer in a shop that implemented our new concept. The first thing she will notice when she enters is the fact that there is way more space. This is because instead of displaying all the sizes, the shop has become a sort of showroom where only one size per clothing piece is exhibited. Once Holly finds a sweater she likes, she just goes to a nearby tablet to check the size, to select her size, and check the availability in the store, but also online. Then Kevin, a staff member, gets a notification that he should prepare the sweater that Holly has chosen in the stockroom, and he prepares it for her. Then, once Holly wants to finish her shopping spree, she goes to the checkout counter where the staff checks which items she wants to take home and which items she orders online. Now, I want to emphasize that this is just one possible customer journey. There are many other possibilities with this hybrid shopping concept.
Okay, so as with many disruptive ideas, we had to make quite a few assumptions regarding the viability of our concept. Now, in order to test several of these assumptions, we hosted a concept pop-up shop. To give you an idea on how that went, we created a short after movie.
With like a setup like this, there's not as much like clutter. It's easier to like move around if someone's like in a wheelchair.
Now, through hosting our pop-up shop, we learned so much more about the potential of this concept. Once the integration between the online web shop and the physical store is on point, there's such an incredible amount of extra features that can be implemented depending on the store's needs and wants. Now, during our pop-up shop, we received incredibly positive feedback from all types of possible customers. So, people with a disability, they noticed immediately an improved shopping experience. And they also want to emphasize the potential of this concept to increase awareness about general accessibility problems. Now, the retailer, on the other hand, needs to be convinced a little further. They do, but not regarding the concept. They struggle a bit with the feasibility and viability of the concept, but when they'll ask us, we'll show them our business plan, and I'm sure they'll be surprised. Now, what do we offer? Of course, we can't sell a concept. We offer a service. As our core business, we integrate the web shop and the physical shop through technology, like, for example, tablets located in the store. Additionally, we listen to the specific needs and wants of the retailers to help them transition to this new disruptive shopping concept. So, what are some of the advantages? Whenever I go shopping, I often find myself liking a certain piece of clothing, but unfortunately, it's not available in my size in the store. Normally, I would then need to go home and check the web shop. And honestly, I never do this. With the integration to the online web shop right in the store, this problem can be solved and make sure that it's not a sales loss for the retailer. Now, coming back to the feedback of the pop-up shop. As mentioned many times by our customers, they very much enjoyed the minimalistic look that was created by having less clothes displayed in the store. It leads to a more organized store, which leads to perhaps a more enjoyable experience and also a more efficient shopping experience. So, now, lastly, for the people with a disability, they no longer need to try clothes on in the store if they simply don't want to or they simply can't. So, they can have an enjoyable shopping experience just with the rest of us in a room, in a shop where there's just more space, and then simply order their clothes to their home right from the store and try them on there. Now, this pretty much concludes our presentation and explanation of the disruptive new shopping concept. Of course, we didn't go into detail about all the advantages and possible customer journeys. If you want to learn more, be sure to check out our virtual booth or website after the event. Also, for the people who joined our little thought experiment in the beginning of the presentation, your legs are now working again. Make sure you use them to tell everyone that something needs to change and that we need to work together towards a more inclusive society. Thank you.
Are you interested in PIP? Do you consider joining a project next year? Or do you just want to learn a little bit more? Please come take a look at our website. I really hope that you consider applying yourself, and I really look forward to seeing you next year. Thank you.